All right, and good morning. I'm Joshua Weisel here in the Weather 225 Storm Studios, taking a look at your North Texas forecast for today. Thank you so much for starting your day here with us. Let's get your day started with the forecast. Here's a look at this afternoon. A couple degrees cooler thanks to a system moving through. So we're not going to be in the upper 90s today. So if you're not a fan of warmer temperatures, we got some good news for you. Unfortunately, some areas like Athens still going to be in the upper 90s today, but at least we're not going to be approaching 100 like we did in some locations yesterday. Zooming into the DFW area, highs are going to be anywhere from 93 to 96 degrees, as you can see. So it's going to be warm today. It's not by any means going to be a significant cool down, but there will be some cooler temperatures on the horizon, and we'll show you that here coming up. Rain chances for today, still going to be a little bit on the lower side. I can't rule out a couple pop-up showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm, but overall coverage today, it's only going to be around 10 to 20%. So some of us may see some pop-ups. It's also one of those tricky days where you could see stuff, you may not see anything. So, we're detecting the potential for maybe a low-end risk for a pop-up shower or thunderstorm or two, but certainly nothing widespread. Here's a look at what we got in terms of those rain totals. And this outlook showing that there could be a couple heavy rain producers if one or two of those were to develop. Now, some areas could pick up a couple tenths of an inch. Some areas, if we do see activity go up, may produce some heavy rainfall. That's when we could start getting into a little bit more of a problem in terms of heavy rainfall. Some areas could see as high as maybe 3 inches of rainfall. But the tricky thing about today is not everyone's going to see this activity. And like I said, in all honesty, there's a potential that you see a couple pop-up showers and storms. There's a chance that we don't see anything. We're keeping that 10 to 20% in there for the forecast today, but not everyone's going to see storms. And even better news, no highlighted risk for, organized severe weather or anything like that. So very low rain chances today. Otherwise, mostly dry, mostly quiet and warm. And then by the time we get to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even for the remainder of the 7-day forecast, starting to see some upper 80s again. So cooler temperatures on the way. And I mentioned this last evening. If you're headed to the lake over the next couple of days, of course, be aware there could be a couple pop-ups, but nothing widespread. Once we get to Thursday, all the way to the weekend, I know it's the weekend, people are going to want to be on the lake. You may want to go out for a walk or a hike, some of the local parks, stuff like that. If you're planning to do any of that, keep an eye on the radar. Not every day is going to be a washout or anything like that, but, especially if you're going to be on the lake, keep in mind there could be some pop-ups, maybe some lightning, and some rain chances as we head later into the week, into the weekend. So just be aware of it. Nothing to be worried about, but certainly just keep an eye on the forecast. We'll be keeping an eye on the forecast ourselves here. Thank you so much for starting your day with Weather 225. And of course, we'll keep an eye on the forecast throughout the day. If you like our media and forecast, be sure to support us today on Patreon. You can advertise with us this storm season and throughout the year. Contact us today for availability and pricing. Weather 225 since 2015.